Next, we are going to start our panel discussion 4 of the day. Meanwhile, delegates are assembling. I will introduce the panelists and our topic for the discussion. It is going to be about breaking down silos, the technology revolutionizing the future of pharma industry. This session will envision what the pharma industry may look like in the future. So let's explore it and identify the strategies, solutions that can help industry stay ahead of curve and meet evolving needs of patient and society. We have an eminent set of panelists in this panel discussion. First of all, I would like to welcome our moderator for this session, Farah Fakhouri, the founder and managing director of Wave Health Consultancy. Can we please have you, ma'am, on stage for this panel discussion? She would be moderating it. Next, I would like to welcome Dr. Magdi Fahmi, Chief Executive Officer of LIFEPharma UAE. Thank you so much, sir, for coming to this platform, and we look forward to hearing you. Next, we have Mr. Manal, Allam, the IT head and business partner Middle East for Merck Group. Can we welcome the speaker on stage, please? Next, I would like to welcome Ahmed as Senior Director, GI, Metabolic, NewBridge, Pharmaceuticals. Can we have Mr. Ahmed on stage, please? Thank you so much, sir. Next, Mr. Rakesh, Nair, Director, Rare Disease, Novo, Nordisk, Pharma, Gulf. Can we have Mr. Rakesh on the stage? Okay, I think Mr. Rakesh is not here. He'll be joining. Next, we have Mr. Shijin Prasad, Head of Information Communication Technology, Cure Medical Center, Pharmacy, and AI Nokhba Medical Center. Thank you so much, sir. And last, Dr. Mohamed Fayek, Director, Healthcare and Life Sciences, EFESO Consulting. Can we have Dr. Mohamed on stage? And over to our moderator for the panel, Farah Fakhouri, Founder, Managing Director, Wave Health Consultancy, for this moderation. Thank you.
Well, okay. Good afternoon. Thank you for staying until this time to end. We have still other session running, so welcome all. I'm so glad to participate in this discussion with the other experts we have in this industry. We have from pharma, from technology, and we're talking about very timely subject. We will explore the future of pharma industry, opportunities, challenges, and its strategies. As all of you know, technology is taking a big part in our life, and when it comes to healthcare, we can see like how it's rapidly changing with the range of technology, artificial intelligence, robotics, many things happening around us in the term of technology. So I will start, you're all experts here, so we will make it interactive session because we don't have large number. We will hear from experts, and also I know all of you experts here, either in pharma, either in healthcare or IT. So we will keep time also to take your questions, your input in the subject we're discussing about pharma and IT. So I will start also asking a question from Mr. Shijin. I will like to hear from you. How do you see the future, envision the future of the pharma industry? How do you see the technology is disrupting the pharma industry and the role pharma can play in the digital era we are having now?
Thank you. I'm Shijin Prasad from Cure Medical Centers, Abu Dhabi. I'm heading the IT department. So thank you for the question. In this digital era, there are many new technologies everyone is using. For example, big data analytics, AI, or RPAs, sure, and IoTs. I think previous panelists were discussing about all these points. It is helping and it's mainly playing a major role in the future of the healthcare. And also the pharmacy, if you talk about the pharmacies, pharmacies are utilizing these technologies to provide better treatments. There are many ways which they are handling. So some of them I can just explain you. One is regarding the precision medicine. Second is just before you are talking about like remote monitoring or telemedicine. Then we have data analytics also. They were discussing about the same. Then comes the digital therapy or digital therapeutics. Then we have like automated patient safety monitoring systems. So these are some of them which I know about. So if you talk about the precision medicine, I mean, it means basically like personalized medicine. If the technologies like big data analytics, then the AI is playing a major role in this. Using these technologies, we are developing the personalized medicine, and this using like based on the genetics and there are some other factors. So this most of the pharmacy industries are trying to adopt and trying to provide the personalized medicine which can provide better treatment. So for example, like it is making more cost effective, but if you talk about the targeted medicine, everyone will think that is expensive. But if you think about the traditional medicine, there are trial and error methods they are following, and there is a cost and there is a complexity which is involved in this. So these type of these are reduced. So it is basically reducing a cost and time in this. So personalized medicine is mostly known here in the market nowadays. And secondly, we are talking about the telemedicine and the remote monitoring. They already explained a lot about it. As everyone knows, it's basically it is a recording of the data or the real-time health status of a patient remotely. Who is sitting in somewhere or anywhere in their home using wearable devices. So the pharmacy industry is developing many wearable devices and the mobile devices or mobile apps to record the data. And this is and they are providing software for the providers to analyze the data and it help them the treatment. This way of approach is helping them to provide data like medicine or consultations to remote areas where we cannot reach the healthcare. So this is one thing is helpful. And if you talk about the other point which I was mentioning, like data analytics. We use the big data analytics, the AIs and RPA with the help of RPAs, analyzing because we have a huge amount of data which we were discussing before from the healthcare, different part of healthcare. With this, pharmacy companies are getting the huge data and they are able to analyze with the technologies what we have, and they are able to provide a better new treatment on develop new treatments on this. Then comes, if you're talking about the digital therapy or digital therapeutics. It's a software-driven intervention which is helping to treat the mental disorders or diabetes or chronic pains. So there are several things. So I think in the previous panel, the question came out regarding the digital therapy also. And also I think one of our previous panelists was mentioning that software became a medicine nowadays. Yes, it is helping them, helping the patients to understand, or the doctors to understand. So this way, the pharmacy companies are also focusing more on the digital therapy because it is giving more better outcomes or better solutions for the doctors also. Then if you talk about the automated automated drug safety monitoring systems. With the help of RPAs or robotic process automation, they are able to monitor and collect the data, I mean the data in the sense the drug related issues or safety events. And based on this, pharmacy or pharmaceutical industries are trying to develop the treatment for the patient safety. So in short, what I say is, nowadays the technologies are helping the pharmacy industries to be more patient-centric and to be more cost-effective, and also it is helping the healthcare industries to improve, to provide personalized treatment. And I think the technologies always help the industries to give better healthcare or treatments.
Okay, thank you so much for your insight, and it's so helpful, especially like you are working in healthcare and you have also IT background, so that it really can, you can see from inside how really technology can transform the way of care, especially when it comes to pharma company. As you mentioned, we can use technology in personalized medicine, and also to be more cost effective. So I totally agree with you, and thank you so much. We will go for next question. We have Mr. Ahmed, who's working in pharmaceutical industry, and you're focusing also on innovation, as you mentioned in the NewBridge company. So talking about innovation, you're the best ones to answer my next question. How do you see that the pharma industry embracing a tech-driven approach to break down silos and tap new growth avenues at the same time? From your experience working in pharmaceutical and doing a lot of innovation.
Thank you so much. And frankly speaking, answering your question might take us another one full day. But I'll try to make it concise as much as possible. So just introducing myself, my name is Ahmed. I'm a therapy area senior director in NewBridge Pharmaceuticals, a pharmaceutical company that partners with global multinational pharmaceuticals to bring their innovations to the Middle East and North Africa. So how pharma companies integrate innovations to bring value. And actually bringing innovations is not just a matter of adding to the process. It's a huge investment that should bring efficiency, cost saving in a way or another, and patient outcome at the end of the day, which is the ultimate purpose for which all pharmaceutical companies are serving the patients. So I'll shed some light on how pharmaceutical companies integrate innovation in different stages of the medication journey, if we can say. So starting from the R&D and from the drug design, pharmaceutical companies incorporate artificial intelligence to design the molecules to target specific receptors. And this happened actually in designing of one of the COVID vaccines, and how the vaccines are artificially intelligently designed to produce the efficacy that is desired from this product. So this is at the R&D part. It's still adopted and being developed and invested in a lot to bring efficacy and to bring the best binding affinity to the receptors. 3D printing also took place in this area. So that's talking R&D. And in the research part also as well, in the preclinical phase, many pharmaceutical companies started to adopt a decentralized clinical trials approach to test the efficacy of the molecule. After the preclinical, in the clinical phase, in the clinical studies, decentralized clinical trials also started to take an emerging role, especially after COVID, where the patients don't go to the center to do the efficacy and safety studies. The centers send the product and the medication to their patient, to the patients at their homes, and through artificial intelligence goals and follow-up methods and applications, they track and trace the adherence to the treatment, the efficacy, the primary endpoint, secondary endpoints, side effects. Of course, this is difficult, subject to consent from the patients to participate on this front. Still, we are still in the research and development, and still a lot of innovations and technologies are there. In the registration of the products as well with the regulatory authorities, innovations and technologies play an important role in the development of the file, of the regulatory file, of the ECTD file that is used for registration by regulatory frameworks and regulatory bodies. The translation of the ECTD is also another artificially intelligent-driven process. When we reach to the point of supply chain, also information technologies are here to track and trace the supply and to manage the trackability and traceability of the products, to make sure there is no counterfeit product is leaking to the market. And this is being adopted heavily in the region and globally. and also that develops also trends of how the product is used across certain country, which cities, to develop a heat map that gives an indication to healthcare systems on the prevalence of disease and prevalence and how much the products are used. For the compliance of the patients, also some products develop mobile applications to ensure the patient adherence to treatment. And that sends and comes closer to the patients to develop some messages like what's the do's and don'ts while taking this medication, what side effects they can expect. Those reminders also. So this improves the treatment compliance and improves the outcomes. Last but not least, we as pharmaceutical companies, we count much on the information technology to reach to our HCPs virtually and to connect different international advocates to certain forums. So we conduct many of our pharmaceutical events by gathering people on a virtual forum, which actually enables us to exchange information and exchange data in a very easy manner, convenient one, reducing time of traveling and reducing risk of infection from COVID. So the journey is too long. Artificial intelligence and digitalization is an integral part now. Our role as pharmaceutical companies is to rationalize the use, weigh the benefits and the costs in order to bring efficiency to the process.
Okay, thank you so much, and especially for, I agree, for highlighting the issue, like we all agree after COVID, the role that technology it's a play in the healthcare sector and accelerate the development, developing a new vaccine, all vaccines. So really, especially after really COVID, we can see how technology is a play big role in pharmaceutical industry and in healthcare overall. Supply chain also, it came, we start in our company because we work in consultancy, we start focus more in supply chain because it was one of biggest challenge in during the COVID. So thank you so much for insight and all informative talk. My next question for Ms. Manal, also you're coming from IT background, working in Merck, where you focus on innovation. During your journey, you know what the challenges, like pharma, it's really industry facing now in keeping up with the technology. And how can you see, like, we can face this challenge? When we talk about technology, we face like a lot of challenge for cybersecurity, threat for data security. So how pharmaceutical industry can face the challenges in reframing and reshaping the future of healthcare in pharma industry?
Thank you for your question. I'm going to focus on 4 challenges. The first one I'm going to talk about is the cost. When you think about our population, we have a lot of people who are underprivileged and they cannot afford to have adequate internet connectivity and devices like laptop or iPad or whatever. So this will put some limitations into solutions like telemedicine, for an example. Another example is the compassionate artificial intelligence or compassionate AI. This is really AI that provides palliative care for terminal situations by administering the drug and also by providing some counseling for depression. Not necessarily this is going to be covered by insurance. So this is about cost. The second thing I will talk about is the maturity of the emerging technologies. Let's take an example, the metaverse. The metaverse has tremendous potential to advance the healthcare on all fronts. We can use it for rehabilitation for people who have physical disabilities or recovering from accidents. We can use the abilities of simulation for drug discovery and drug development, for planning surgeries, for training for healthcare professionals and those who work in the field. So these are the shiny part of the metaverse. On the other side, we don't have in the mainstream the required technologies to enable the metaverse. We don't have adequate 4G, it's still something small and limited. The computing power as well. We don't have these enabling components such that we have good rendering for the avatars in order to have a real life experience and not something cartoonish like what we have now. I think I can see in the future that technology providers are going to collaborate more into advancing these components and hopefully to be less competitive in this area. So that's the emerging technologies. Let's move now to number 3, which is a little bit of a sensitive topic, data. When you think about our medical data, it seems like we're flushing data as we move on. We provide our medical and health information for institutions, hospitals, pharmacies, insurance companies. Our medical information exists in our cookies because we search for relevant information on the internet. It exists in our wearables, in our medical devices. When you think about the positive side of things, this is an amazing field for AI. AI can use this wealth of information to predict diseases. You can use it in drug discovery, to do simulations and all of those kind of things. But on the other side, who has access to this data and what is it that they do with it? How do we make sure that this data is coherent and doesn't exist in scattered systems and at the end it doesn't mean anything? How do we make sure that this data is used for the greater good and not really to manipulate us to advance particular agendas? I think that the future will bring to us the concept of democratization of data, meaning that data doesn't belong to anybody. It's really for everybody, for the greater good. Number 4, last but not least, the monopoly of technology, another sensitive topic. Today, technology is used to advance, unfortunately, political agendas to the extent that it is changing the political power balance in the world. It's a different map. They say now that data and technology is the new oil. I understand that the entrepreneurs who are developing those technologies, they need to make benefit out of it. But we also need to balance how to be humane and how to, especially for the technologies that are related to healthcare, it's really about human beings. We need together to think about the greater good. And I think that this is part of our evolution as human beings. So I talked about 4 things: cost, maturity of emerging technologies, data governance, and monopoly of technologies. Any questions? I'm happy to answer now or at the end of the panel. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your insight and for bringing on the table very important topic related to data, which there has a challenge and opportunity. When we talk about data, there's a lot of opportunity to use artificial intelligence to use the data for development, but at the same time, we need to look on challenges. We have it when we talk about data related, as I mentioned, cybersecurity, how to keep this data secure, and thank you so much for your insight. And talking also, you mentioned good point about collaboration with all sectors. And my next question for Dr. Magdi, as you are expert in pharma field, you're COO for LIFEPharma, and you have long experience in the pharmaceutical industry. So you know, what do you think, from your opinion, the role should government and regulatory body play in supporting pharma industry and at the same time keep supporting the technology and the driven future for the pharma?
First, I would like to introduce myself. Magdi Fahmi, I'm the CEO for LIFEPharma. LIFEPharma is considered the only company have a US FDA in UE and Europe GMP. So we are already export to America and Canada, almost 14 products, which is giving us a good experience how to deal with the international market plus the local marketing. So regarding the question, which is very important, the technology enter everywhere for the regulatory, very clear. Let us say even no one from here, the government of Minister of Health or Mohab, but Mohab is helping a lot for regulation. What does it mean? They are helping people, they are helping our team for more advanced technology, because the technology of manufacturing every day had been changed. Let us be clear, maybe last 10 years there is a revolution in manufacturing, in machine, in technology. Let us say 10 years ago, our aim only to track the batch. There is a barcode for the batch. Now there is a serialization and there is aggregation to track the box by itself. So what does it mean? There is a lot of change had been happened to the regulation, and starting, as my colleague Dr. Ahmed he mentioned, regarding the CTT format and the change in regulation, which is reflected very positive, matching with the requirement of regulation here in UAE. So we can say not only UAE, I speak about the UAE or GCC, I speak worldwide, there is a revolution for the regulation. And now it's also very fast. All of us, we see a lot of products in last 2 years had been registered immediately. One of them is for COVID treatment. It was using the emergency way. So what I said, that technology coming to everywhere, in government and in regulation, they are matching with the change had been happening in last 10 years.
Okay, thank you so much. And yes, we all agree, like government bodies in UAE and GCC and all countries, especially here in UAE, they really play a big part in support, especially in support the innovation, technology, support also the pharmaceutical companies, hospital, and at the same time keep in mind the regulation for better and safe healthcare industry. We will talk about very interesting topic, sustainability. Sustainability now in the agenda of global health, and also sustainability here in the UAE. We have sustainability this year. It's the year of sustainability, and we have Dr. Mohamed Fayek. He's a director for health and science for EFESO Consulting. EFESO, they are big support for sustainability, and they have a lot of solutions where they focus on cost efficiency, operation excellence, and supporting sustainability. So talking about sustainability, and pharma, how can pharmaceutical company can collaborate with the other stakeholders, payers, procurements, all, and to sustain and keep the sustainability in place, and at the same time to have the approach for tech-driven approach in pharma industry, from your point of view and from your experience in EFESO.
Yes, thank you, Farah, for this question. It's a very critical topic, actually. And no need to stress more on sustainability amid what we're witnessing happening now, from financial crises, epidemics, and all what we are facing in the same globe right now. So in EFESO, we do believe that sustainable progression is the ultimate goal of any organization, the same in life science or pharma industry. And looking to the sustainability along the journey of manufacturing in pharma industry, starting by R&D, as my colleagues mentioned, up to patient or medicine delivery. All this journey, including HCP interactions, including innovation, digital solutions, all has sustainability is a persistent component of all this journey. So I will go quickly through this journey and touch on where sustainability is important For example, in research and development, having sustainability in mind, that would improve and enhance, for example, efficiency, and that would lead to cost reduction for R&D, for example. And some innovations and some companies already had invested a lot in innovation, by R&D innovation, as Dr. Ahmed said. Some companies like Bayer, Pfizer, this just for examples, J&J Lab, all of these examples had invested heavily to maximize the benefits and with the minimal resources to increase the level of sustainability. In terms of digitalization, working with tech companies to develop like innovative drug delivery solutions would enhance definitely sustainability by cost reduction again, and enhancing more innovative drug delivery methods, including digital health solutions. And digital health solution, for example, if we look into RPM and how remote patient monitoring can enhance patient adherence, and this is improving outcomes, and this is making the industry itself more patient-centered. By having this result, definitely would enhance and improve sustainability. Plus the access to medication, access medicine, and of course every single company now has its own strategies for patient access, increase it by making it more affordable, working through collaboration and the partnerships with different organizations. In simple words, sustainability is a concept that could be integrated within different stages in pharma industry, starting by manufacturing process itself, by applying different means like lean process, problem solving, daily boards, and other tools, and along the process from go-to-market solutions, inclusion of patient and healthcare provider into the process. Sustainability, we have to think, and I'm sure all of the floor are decision making, and we have to think twice before making decisions without having in our minds how to sustain it and how to make the maximum out of it for generations. Not only for now. Thinking the future and making future happen now, this is the right strategy. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and I totally agree. Sustainability is a concept where it comes, focusing on sustainability as a concept, it comes the needs for innovation. To have always innovation on a place, to work toward the new innovative idea to reduce cost and increase efficiency, and that's what we do always in WAVE and EFESO. We're focusing on innovation in order to achieve the sustainability. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I just want to add one more. I think all of us know about the good manufacturing process and responsible manufacture, if you can say that, using renewable energy and carbon emissions, you know, this kind of specific manufacturing processes. Of course, this is the direct side of sustainability or direct application of sustainability that we have to take care of it as well, and we have to consider from a life science and pharma perspective.
Wonderful, thank you so much. My last question, I would like to ask as the last question before taking question from our expert audience. Dr. Magdi again, how do you see the modernization of the pharma industry playing in a global health tech-driven nowadays?
Thank you very much for this important question, and very good, because modernization of pharma, now anyone working in the pharma looking for the manufacturing side and marketing side. Everywhere there is a revolution. Before there was a lot of forms, tablet, capsule. Now there is a lot of other forms had been innovated. Example, gene therapy now. There is focusing in personalized pharma, which is very important now. You cannot imagine that the business of personalized pharma will reach by 2024 almost $94 billion all over the world. You cannot imagine there is a new products for gene therapy can reach the price to $2 million per dose for bone marrow transplantation. There is a lot of change had been happened in last 10 years. We consider also marketing-wise in 1950 or something, all the pharma looking for products. Always we call it 1.0 marketing. Now we reach to 4.0. It's looking for humanity. We are not looking for the patient, we are looking for humanity. There is also a company should be biological and green friendly. What does it mean? We have no paper at all use it. We cannot buy a paper in our pharmaceutical manufacturing now. All are technology, IT, and all are in the software. Does it mean there is a lot of progress had been happening in the last 10 years in revolution and modernization? And I think that during also, I'm here, if any question or something, it will be amazing from my side, from your side, to any question regarding this subject.
Yes,
Thank you very
so
much.
As I promised, we will keep time for question. As I start, technology is playing a big part in our daily life, and when it comes to pharma, we all here agree using cutting-edge technology in pharma, it helps to accelerate development and improvement, increase the quality, efficiency. It's enabler, not barrier. Before we have a final talk about pharma and technology, I would like to hear from you. You all experts here, I'm sure. So do you have any question or anything to add to our subject related technology in pharma industry? Do you like to ask our expert speaker about? Yes, go ahead.
Hello everyone, and thanks so much for the esteemed panelists here. My name is Mohamed Baraka. I'm Associate Professor of Clinical Pharmacy at Al Ain University. I would like to ask about using for pharma techniques or for pharma applications, using virtual reality and artificial reality and such techniques in pain management and mental disease management and that stuff. Do you think this, or do you perceive this as a kind of facilitator or as a kind of threat? This is number one. And the second question is regarding the chatbots. Are you developing chatbots to replace medical reps in the future, or this is just something that will empower the medical reps, just empowering them, not replacing them completely? Thank you very much.
Thank you. You would like?
Okay, answering your first question. So actually, having virtual reality will be very helpful to visualize the state of the patients and the state of the disease. And this actually is helping us as pharmaceutical companies right now to introduce especially diseases that are not easy to just imagine. So introducing raising the awareness about the disease and the manifestations of the disease, just wearing a virtual reality or a 3D virtual reality camera, where you just live as the patient lives, and you just feel what the patient feels. And you just put yourself in the shoes of the patient. Why we are doing this? Maybe raising the awareness, yes, but the ultimate objective is to raise the awareness of the healthcare regulators and healthcare systems to reimburse certain products for a rare disease, or reimburse certain pharmaceutical treatments or non-pharmaceutical treatments for certain disease. So virtual realities, yes, are helpful to simulate the healthcare authorities' to put themselves in the shoes of the patient and just see the signs and symptoms spreading everywhere in their bodies, and feel maybe sometimes, but not feel the pain, but feel the symptoms and see the signs specifically. The second part is artificial intelligence coming to replace
the chatbots, using chatbots,
yeah,
as a replacement for the medical representatives.
Yes.
Different backgrounds, what is acceptable and what is not acceptable, the human touch and so on. In theory, you can develop the AI to have all of this. You can train it, you can build the applicable model, and you can even make it an adaptable learning model, but that's going to be very expensive. This is now. If we managed as humans to develop a universal AI, someone who can develop and learn exactly like we do as humans, we're going to have a bigger question, really. It's an existential question. Is AI going to replace humanity? Well, we don't know, okay? We're not there yet. This is very futuristic. So I do agree that for now, and maybe for the coming 10 years, no.
Thank you so much.
Yes, I just want to get back to the first part of the question for the VR, adding to valuable comment from Dr. Ahmed. Actually, this is considered, and I have participated in one project for digital mental health application using augmented reality as one of these solutions. This is considered a part of remote patient monitoring. As I mentioned, this is one of the strategies that sustain and enhance the patient adherence. Lots of data, huge data, is coming out of this tool regarding the adherence, regarding the efficacy of the treatment, regarding again the patient progress and how far it improves the patient outcomes. So I really encourage this. I encourage the academic side to do more research on, and of course from health technology assessment perspective, or from clinical or from bedside perspective, just to increase the awareness between healthcare professionals, to decrease the barriers and removes the ice between technology and human interaction, and for patient awareness as well.
Thank you very much.
Actually, talking about technology and pharmaceutical industry future, it takes day. I would love to take more questions, but we run out of time. If you have any question, please connect with all our expert speakers on LinkedIn, and you have all our contacts. Now, after session, you can ask all, because we run out of time. Thank you so much for addressing this interesting topic, for sharing your experience, idea with us, and thank you all for your attention, for your participation with us. And please, after session, feel free to ask our expert speakers to connect with all, so we can, always we say, in conference and in training, we learn from each other. We all expert here. Thank you so much, and thank you, Mr. Magdi, Dr. Magdi, Dr. Manal, Dr. Ahmed, Mr. Shijin, Dr. Mohamed. Thank you so much.
Thank you.